What's up everyone, and thank you so much for coming back to the channel for another video. Any and all support is appreciated greatly. Thanks to my boy Anthony, I had the luxury of checking out this movie, The Beekeeper, starring Jason Statham, quite early. And honestly, this movie, for lack of better terms, was just a great beat 'em up popcorn flick. There were some story elements behind it that I did enjoy, but overall it was just a great fun time. It was funny. It impacted me a little bit more because of one of the actresses that's in it. Her name is Phylicia Rashad. She was also a main character, or the mom, on The Cosby Show, and I grew up on The Cosby Show back in the day. So seeing her be in this movie, I kind of had a little bit more of a personal connection with that actress, and especially what happens to her in the movie. So directed by David Ayer, this movie centers around Jason Statham as a beekeeper. So in this movie, beekeepers are a term for people who are part of like a special forces or special ops part of the government that is not necessarily on the government's registry, if you will. This is kind of just off the books and off the records. Not even the president knows about this. So these beekeepers are set to do exactly what bees do, which is protect the hive. And that's exactly what Jason Statham does in this movie. Emmy Raver Lampman, she plays Agent Verona Parker, and I was wondering the entire time where I've seen her before, and it took me forever up until the end of the movie to really realize that she's also in The Umbrella Academy, which is another show that I love. Bobby Naderi played Agent Matt Wiley. The chemistry between Bobby and Emmy was actually really good. I loved the way how they bounced off each other. They were partners in the FBI, and just the way how their chemistry worked and the humor between them and everything, all the lines that they said, it was funny, and it was nice to see that chemistry played throughout the movie. So the basic synopsis of this movie is there is a man, Jason Statham, he's the beekeeper, and he's, you guessed it, tending to bees. He rented out a garage from this lady, Phylicia Rashad, in the movie. And turns out she got scammed out of a lot of money. I mean, a ton of money. She was like the head of a charity. She had a lot of other things going, so she got robbed out of a large sum of money. And she did basically what anybody else who has that amount of money would do. And especially when you care about your family and you worked so hard to help other people, ended up offing herself, and Jason Statham went into a rampage. This movie definitely had a lot of John Wick vibes. You know, it had the beekeeper aspect, and then John Wick, they have, you know, the Baba Yaga or the boogeyman, and it just reminded me a lot of John Wick, and especially with the action and the whole revenge aspect of the movie. Definitely John Wick vibes. Yeah, overall this movie was just a good time. I really can't give you a big or epic synopsis on this movie because this movie knew exactly what it was. The actors and actresses in this movie are really good actors and actresses, but the way how they delivered a lot of their lines and the dialogue in the movie, it was funny. But they played into it so well. They were being serious, but the lines were funny. So that's what made the movie even funnier to me and even better. I wouldn't say that this is a top tier movie by any means. However, it is a very entertaining and enjoyable film. This movie was an hour and 45 minutes, and it honestly felt like it was about 45 minutes. And that's not an exaggeration. There's just so much happening on the screen a lot of the time. Like there was never a boring part of the movie. Not once was there a boring part of the movie. So again, this movie is not epically great narratively or even epically great action wise, but it is amazing action wise, and the story is very basic, a revenge thing. A good friend got hurt and swindled out of some money, and it was a very nice person who helped out this man, and it was the only person that he really truly cared about. So of course he's gonna go on a rampage, and he's ex-ops. What you know what to expect from a movie like this. But I will say that this movie was much better than I anticipated. I went into it completely blind, and then somebody right before we watched the movie, literally 3 minutes before the movie started, this man told us exactly what happens, at least like what the trailer was. But it's fine, it was in the trailer, that's cool and all, but we had no idea, and we said, hey, we have no idea, we're going into this blind. And then this man goes, oh yeah, well, X, Y, and Z, and blah 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 blah. So right before we're about to watch the movie, it's like, my guy, you could have just waited 3 damn minutes for us to just start the movie before telling us exactly what we said we didn't know about, and we were just going into it blind, and we were glad that we were going into it blind. But it was a great time, great chemistry between the people, awesome action, pretty well-placed humor, and overall, interesting movie, very entertaining. I had a great time with it. Thank you guys for stopping by. I really appreciate the support. I know that this review wasn't very long. There's just not that much that I can say about this movie other than it's just another version of John Wick, just with Jason Statham and not as good action sequences and just not as good a story. But I can see where if they made another Beekeeper movie, we could definitely get kind of like a John Wick series going with the Beekeeper movie. If you aren't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it so you can get a notification anytime there's a new video. Thanks again for watching, guys. Until the next one.